We the best. Let's get it.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Are you ready? It's time!
Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon episode of Software Explorations. We are in the building. We're going to be getting into some more DevOps things. We're going to be working on more Docker Compose type stuff. What is going on, everyone? How are you doing on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon? I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. What's going on? I got my guy in the building, the king of the tech pookies himself. Your car is in the building. What's going on, your car? How are you doing today? Do me a favor on your way in. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live, and take the poll in the chat. I want to know about your favorite childhood snacks. The option, yeah, for your car, I restarted the poll. I put in the category of other because your Corvette had a very, very specific favorite childhood snack. So you can either choose one of the options in the poll, or you can choose other and let me know in the chat what is your favorite childhood snack, and I will favorite it so that we can review it at the end of the show as we wrap up. All right. But let's get into our agenda. Let's take care of some housekeeping, as we always like to do. So let's put that up. Boom. So we're going to do some housekeeping, our gratitudes and our show schedule. So we got Amp Stars in the building. He says, what's up, Amp Stars? How are you doing? He said jelly beans. I was not expecting that one. Jelly beans were good though. I'm going to star that so we can review all of those towards the end of the show. So let's get into our agenda for today. Let's get into it. This is our housekeeping. All right. So first and foremost, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of my newest and all of the subscribers who've been with me for a long time. I really appreciate you all.
I appreciate you.
We are growing at such a nice pace here. I'm just trying to deliver value to you every single day. And if you have any questions or ideas or show topics, anything you'd like to see me cover, let me know. I am here for you. I'm here. I'm doing it for you. I am doing it for you. So totally let me know. However I can add more value into your life, let me know. All right. And I just want to say a big shout out and salute to the tech savages. Shout out to the tech savages. We get it in, all right? So that includes the tech barbarians who are working hard every single day, day in and day out. That includes the tech prodigy members who are grinding every day. The technical explorers, those amazing Patreon members. And shout out to the tech mercenaries. The tech mercenaries. Those are those amazing YouTube members. And shout out, always, we could never ever forget, shout out to the bag chasers.
Money.
And we have the King Tech Pookie himself in the building. Shout out to the to your car and the Tech Pookies.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. And next up, like I just said a little bit ago, if you haven't done so already, do me a big favor, like this video, share this video with somebody who wants to be in tech, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so you know every time we drop new content and go live, because we do that a lot here. We go live almost every single day. And we drop content just about every day as well. So you definitely want to tap in. And if you're in need of exclusive content like our sprint reviews that I do with my tech barbarians every other Sunday, and you need information on how to level up, looking for jobs and how to prepare your resume, things of that nature, go over to techcoachralph.dev where you have access to all that exclusive content as well as the opportunity to become one of the tech barbarians yourself so that we can run it up together. All right. So just wanted to share that with you. I really appreciate you guys. All right. Let's jump into the live show schedule for this channel. So on Saturday mornings, we do the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show. And that's where we review the weekly economic numbers and what's going on in our economy so that we can be well informed instead of them lying to us and gaslighting us. So we review that for ourselves to get a better understanding. And I have such a much better understanding of things like the consumer price index, consumer sentiment surveys, all the jobless claims, all the jolts, jobs and layoffs, turnover, all those type of things. I'm getting a much better understanding. I'll tell you this, maybe 4 months ago, it was very foreign to me, but now it's making so much more sense. And you know what? And I credit the see, I almost forgot because I didn't have it on these notes, but I credit the co-host of the shows from the chat. Shout out to Yakar and my guy, Mr. half data analyst, half amazing, Mr. Mitch. Shout out to you guys. You guys make the Saturday morning show happen. Right. And next up, we have our morning shows Mondays and Wednesdays. We get started between 7:15, 7:45-ish, where we do our coffee and kata. We review some news articles. We have a cup of coffee and we do some mobile development using Flutter. We've been working on making an update to the time cost calculator. So we're testing that out. We're going to be pushing it to the App Store soon. That was the updates that we're making. It was a specific feature request by my guy, Yakar.
I appreciate you.
So that should be rolling out very soon in the near future. We're going to get it tested. We're going to get it rolled out so that everyone has access to the latest feature. All right. And then we have our Tuesday nights, our Q&A show where you can call in, you can ask me questions in the chat, you can email me a question, whatever the case may be. You have questions, I have answers. So I'm going to do my best to answer all of your questions, all right? Those are Tuesday nights. And then we have Thursday nights, more software explorations. This coming Thursday, we're going to be continuing building our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data with React. This coming Thursday, we're going to be getting into creating the data layer. That's going to be our API where we can add different economic terms. We can retrieve those economic terms. We can put examples. So we're going to be creating out our data model. I think we started creating out our data model already, but we're going to be starting to implement that. We're going to be using Mongo. We're going to be using Docker. We're going to be using Mongoose, all that cool stuff. So we're going to add Express. So we're going to build a microservice for that. And then we're going to connect the front end of the React app that we created last Thursday to that and all that good stuff, right? So we're going to have a lot of fun. But we're also going to have a valuable fun. Did I say valuable? Yes, I did. I said valuable fun, which is going to lead me to my icebreaker because it's going to be pretty interesting, right? So that is our live shows during the week. Shout out to the live shows. Next up, let's get into our pre-recorded content. There's more. Yes, there's more. So we have on Mondays, Candid Conversations. Last week, we spoke, I did a video called Prioritize and Execute How to Get All the Things Done. This coming week, tomorrow, I'm going to talk about why everything matters. Every single detail matters. I'm going to break that down to you, what I mean. I have some examples about some conversations that I had. And if you take the approach of that everything matters, you might just be able to inch past that person who is competing to the left or to the right of you. All right. Wednesdays, we have software explorations, concept and overviews. Last week, we did our intro to Kubernetes, which was it was totally new to me. I've been hearing about Kubernetes for like almost the past 10 years. Yes, 10 years, but I never had the opportunity. I tried it one time, but the computer that I was using said, ha, you got jokes. You got jokes. You might as well log in with AOL. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. So I backed away slowly, but now I'm back with reinforcements. Excalibur is on the job. So Excalibur is going to help us learn Kubernetes, but we're starting off with our introduction, the concept of it. Last week we did intro to Kubernetes. This week we're going to take a more in-depth look, breaking down some of the core resources, objects, concepts of Kubernetes so that we can get a much better understanding of what each thing is. That's coming this coming Wednesday. And then Friday, we have the bug bite. Last Friday, we spoke about the notorious hacker from LockBitSup who was doxxed by a cybersecurity researcher. Yes, that video is doing pretty well, actually. So I'm pretty surprised that it's doing so well. And then this week, we're going to be talking about Brazil versus X, Starlink, and the only Mr. Elon Musk himself. They're battling it out, and we're going to talk about that. All right. So, and some implications that it has with the whole Brazil banning X in their country. And then throughout the week, we have shorts as well as clips from the Q&A show where you can get the questions in bite-sized pieces, because it's hard sometimes to sit for a whole 2-hour stream, but you can get all the information in bite-sized pieces, right? And I am also working to clip up these live streams where we're doing software explorations to put them in like where we cut up the working segments and we cut up the bricks, because the bricks have some amazing topics as well. And so I'm working on that. Give me some time, but I want to get that information out to you because it is hard to sit through a whole live stream sometimes because people got things to do. But if I can break it up for you so that you can make the most use of it, that is my goal. All right. So just be on the lookout for that. And that concludes our housekeeping, our gratitudes and show schedules for today. All right, let me check the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna get into a little quick icebreaker real quick. It's an interesting topic, right? It's an interesting topic. So, let me see. So we got my guy Yakar in the chat. He said that these topics suck. Let me star Yakar's favorite snack. Yakar said his favorite snack was bologna. A bologna sandwich with Cool Ranch Doritos and Dr. Pepper / Mr. Pibb. Which was your favorite, Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb? Which one? It matters, your car. Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb? And your car let me know that my answer sucks. My answer sucks. But I fixed it just for your car because your car is worth it. All right. Let's go. And my guy Amstar said jelly beans. I wouldn't have expected that. I wouldn't have expected that one, but I like jelly beans too. I wouldn't say that was my favorite, but I did like jelly beans. All right. So, but we're gonna review all of that towards the end of the show. I got both of those starred already. So, let's get into this real quick, right? Hopefully Mitch is around because this icebreaker that I'm gonna be talking about, it's probably one of the biggest pet peeves that Mitch has against me, right? But I am who I am. So this topic of this icebreaker is there something wrong with me? Now, let me be the one to answer for Mitch. The answer is going to be yes. But here's the question, right? For me, I have a hard time doing things just to do things that I don't know what the end goal of something is, right? So I'll give you an example. For me, I have a tough time just quote unquote hanging out, right? When I'm just like nowadays, like back in the days, I'll binge watch 24 or whatever. I'll spend a whole day, maybe like 8 hours watching some nonsense, right? But now I can't do that. And like when it comes to like just if I'm just hanging out with people and I feel like I'm just sitting there and I'm looking for what is the goal for what I'm doing, you know? And what I'm saying, like, and the reason that I say that might be one of the biggest pet peeves that Mitch has with me is that because Mitch will say like, you know, not everybody's like that. And I understand, but I'm talking about me here. And me, I'm like, all right, I'm so focused on the things that I need to get done, on the work that I need to do. And people are like, oh, don't burn yourself out, or what about enjoying and stuff like that. But for me, like, I enjoy getting things done. I enjoy victory. I enjoy the pressure. I enjoy the stress. Like, I'm like always going after it, and I'm like, all right, what is the next target? What is when you think about like, and I've never done mountain climbing myself, right? I've never done mountain climbing, but when you think about mountain climbing, right? When you think about mountain climbing, it's about going from one piece of the rock to the other one, and like, trying not to slip off all the way to get to the top. And for me, like, when I'm working, and I'm like, all right, let me go to this direction, to that direction. All right, what grip am I gonna make to get here and there? And it's like, but then when I'm like around people who don't have that, I guess, the drive or the destination, and I don't care what destination someone has, because like not everybody has the same destination. But my problem is like when people don't have a destination, when they don't have an end goal, and it's just like, and now I'm bound to be there, and I'm like, well, where are we going? What are we doing? And that's the thoughts that are going through my head. But I'm like, yeah, I guess we're just hanging out. And I'm like, all right, but I have like a million things, and there's like a million things going through my mind that I got to do. But I'm like, feel like I'm stuck, even if it's like for like, an hour or two. But I'm like, man, I have like, and you know what? I blame the time cost calculator for this, right? This is one of the problems with the time cost calculator, because it puts every single, and it's why I love it, and also why I was still why I love it, right? Because it puts that value, like, all right, this is how much money you're wasting by not going towards a particular vision or a goal, right? And I'm always like, all right, I have a list of things to do. Every week I have a list of things to do, but that's in addition to all the other stuff that's not like on repeat, right? So trying to figure out this app here and that app there, and creating working with like different people on what is it that we're trying to get accomplished. So then now when I'm I guess what I'll say, like, when I'm sidelined, I'm sidelined because I have to you know, I make some commitment happens where, but it's like this commitment is not driving towards the end goal, and I'm like, but like Mitch always tells me, like, not everybody's the same, and I agree, but it's just, maybe it's me that it drives me like insane, that there's so many other things that I need to be doing, but I'm here, and my mind is like trying to figure out all those other things, right? But I'm here right now instead of like working on it. So I don't know. I gotta. Maybe it's me. So the question is there something wrong with me? That's just me. I'm just always working. I'm always working. Always my mind is always moving. It's like, we got to get it done. We got to get it done. We got to get it done. All right. But that is my icebreaker for today. I am curious in your thoughts. I'm gonna read the chat real quick, and then we are going to get to work. All right. And as we get to work, I'll let you know what we're gonna be doing, and then we'll go from there. Right. Yakari said his favorite one. He prefers Dr. I'm not gonna say that's his favorite. I'm gonna say he prefers Dr. Pepper over Mr. Pibb. I honestly don't know if I've ever drank Mr. Pibb, but I did like Dr. Pepper though. I don't drink soda anymore, but I did like Dr. Pepper. I think, let me see. I liked Sprite growing up. I was never really into 7 Up as much as I liked Sprite. And I liked Coca-Cola as well. I was never really into Pepsi like that. And then I did like Dr. Pepper instead. I never had Mr. Pibb. And all right. How do you know that you grew up in the hood? You also liked all the different flavors of the Czech sodas. Yep. The Czech was the cheap version of the Fanta sodas, right? And the Fantas were pretty cheap, but the Czech sodas was the cheap versions of the Fanta sodas. I like the Czech ones too. They had so many different flavors. They had so many different flavors, all right? So, Mitch says most successful people don't understand why most successful people don't understand why other people are not successful. most successful. Do they not understand why other people aren't successful? Or is it most people who are not successful don't understand why people who are successful? I don't know. Let me. I don't know, Mitch. I might have to push back on that, because it might be very very easy to see why other people are not successful. That's what I'm wondering, right? Amstar says it's been years since I've just hung out. I work constantly. You ain't wrong. You have a structured mentality. I'm just trying to get things done. Because I'm just like, constantly chasing, and there's nothing in particular that I'm chasing, but I'm chasing it because I just want to win. I just want to win, right? And so that's just me. What is that? Let me see. It says something still wrong with you though. That's what I'm talking about. Your guy says it's either in you or it's not. Only the strong will survive. It says quick kits hood Gatorade. What? I never heard of that one. I have never heard of that one. I'm gonna have to look that up. All right, let's get to work. All right, so I'm gonna throw up. Hopefully this thing is working, because this thing has been driving me crazy. And let me just read this one real quick. It says, I disagree. That's what I disagree. Check sodas were for those who didn't understand the importance of water hose. Now that's better. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh man, that's a good one, Appstar. That's a good one. Let me see. I remember the 3 liters. I remember the 3 liter soda. The 3 liter soda. But we didn't. It wasn't called Shasta down here. I forgot the name of them down here. And 25 cents juice. I remember the juicy juices. Like, you remember the little ones that had like the kind of like the aluminum foil cover. It was like a little grenade shaped juice. Those were good too. I forgot the name of them. And it says, or you can buy in a box of like 20, whatever it is. Anyways, all right, let's get to work. So the plan, let me see if hopefully this works. Let's split up our first 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
My timers have been all messed up. All right, whenever the timer goes off, then we'll stop, because this whole, I'm still trying to fix this whole thing. It sucks. All right, so let me see if I can put a. Oh, wow, all of my timers are gone. Look at that. That really sucks. Well, yeah, whatever. I'll figure out the timers later. So barrel shape. They were barrel shape. Yep, true. All right, so here's the plan for today. We're going to be talking about what is Docker Compose. We're going to be talking about why it's important and useful. And then we're going to set up a Docker Compose file locally. We're going to push it into, and we're going to start it up locally as well. Then we're going to push it into a repository, the one that I created. Do I have a repo? We'll create a repo and I'll push it up. And then we're going to try to use that Docker Compose file on AWS EC2 instance. And then we're going to start up a container on our EC2 instance. All right. So a lot of things that we're going to try to get through today, but if we don't, then there is always next week. All right. So with that being said, your car says grenade. What's going on in Florida? Oh man, you know what, Jakar, I'm wearing a hat just for you and Alexis today, but when she shows up, I'm going to show you the hat that I have on, because there's going to be context for the both of you guys. All right, so let's go. That's not what I want to do, but whatever. So we are here, but I actually want to go here. Let me switch back to full. I'm so mad that my timer is not working, but to fix it right now would take too much time. But I don't even know how much time is left. But we'll just surprise ourselves today. So I'm going to do, what is Docker Compose? I think we spoke about Docker Compose previously, but let's do a quick search on there, and we're gonna go here. And of course, this is gonna be looking all crazy and stuff. Let's go to, all right. So Docker Compose is a tool for defining and running multi-container applications. It's the key to unlocking streamlined and efficient development and deployment experience. All right. So basically, you saw how we've started up containers using the command line, right? But what if we needed to start up like multiple containers? So for instance, if you have how would I say this? If you have 3 containers, right? Let's say you have a container for an API that you created, right? And then you have a container for the database for that API, and then you have a container for the front end. So by just doing it through the command line, you're gonna have to start up the container for like, and say what port it's on for the database. Then you're gonna have to start up the container for the API and say what port it's on, and then how it's connecting to the database. And then you're gonna have to create a container for the front end, and then say how does that container connect to the API in order for it to get its information. That is very, very tedious and complicated, and there's so many ways that you can run into issues, right? Here in comes Docker Compose. What Docker Compose is going to do is, you have this one file and you're going to say, all right, in this file I need to when I run this Docker Compose file, it needs to start up a database, it needs to start up the API, set up the container. So set up a container for the database, set up a container for the API, set up a container for the front end, right? And then it's just going to do everything for you, start up everything, make sure everything is linked, and you can create the network in there. You can create the storage in there, which is called a volume, all that good stuff, right? And once you do that, everything should work together. I mean, of course, you're going to have issues, but that's the concept. So you're pretty much automating setting up Docker containers, and even like you're pretty much automating setting up Docker, right? Because it can do the set up the network for you, it can set up the volume for you, it can set up the all the different containers that need to interact and on what port they belong to. All right. So that's the reason why it's so important, and that's why it's useful, because trying to do all this stuff manually one by one, and then if your Docker needs to be scaled and stuff like that, it's going to be a nightmare. Like it's gonna drive you crazy, right? So that's what we're going to be looking into today. So let's get to it. Let me see. We're going to look at this real quick to see how they did their Docker Compose. Let me see. Do they have it in here? Okay, so I have it inside of, let me see. Do I have it in here? Let me see. So so we'll go through this, right? And then I'm not gonna go to the microservice one because I want us to create our own. Okay. Maybe we'll use the microservice one so that we can see the format and stuff like that. But this is gonna be the commands. Docker Compose up. Docker Compose up -D is to do it in detached mode so you can keep your terminal. Let me see. We've already went through this already. Docker Compose down is what's going to bring down your Docker setup. And then so we did this as well, doing the build. So we're going to set up a Docker Compose using the one that we have done thus far, right? So let's go to let's go over here. And this is what we've been using. So we have our hello world Python, right? So, and we have our Docker file, right? So the Docker file is pretty much saying from Python Alpine 3.10, the working directory is app, copy dot into the app directory, and then run pipe install requirements, which is these requirements right here, which is just Flask. And then it says to expose port 5000 inside the Docker container, and then do the command python.launch.py, and that should do it. All right. Should pass environment, but all right. What we're gonna do, we're going to create a file in here, new file. We're just going to call it docker-compose.yml. The YAML or YML? I don't know. We can always rename it, right? And do you want to add it to Git? I guess, whatever. And now we need to, so where is our guide? Let me see. Let me find a guide for Docker Compose. I could probably find it in one of these actually. Let me find it. I want to do it from, let me see, Docker Compose. I don't want to use theirs. Not that. All right. So let's go and look at over here. So when we're setting up our Docker services, so when we're setting up our Docker Compose file, right? It's going to have a service, right? And then it's going to be the name of like what we're doing. So what this is saying is that for the web service, it's going to be building this, but we're going to be using image. And then what port to expose. So it's saying like on port 5000, we're going to access it by port 80 by port 8 by port 8000. And then now it's saying like use the Redis image or for the service name Redis, we wanted to use the image called Redis Alpine, right? So that's for us. What we're going to do right now, we're just going to do one, right? We're just going to do one, and we want to be able to access it on port, I don't know, 5050. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here. And we're going to say, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Oops, not that. That's going to be this one, shift and dot. All right, so we're going to do, all right. So we're going to do services, and we're going to say, this is going to be called, this service is going to be called hello world. And then we're going to say image instead of saying build, because we could do it where it builds this file right here. But I want to use the image that we created, right? So we're going to say tech coach Ralph / and you see that it already had the hello world Python, right? And we're going to say ports, and we'll say 50 and to port, is it 5000 that we had over here? That one. Port 5000, all right? So, and that should be it. Because we don't have to do the build because we're not using this Docker file here. So that should be it, right? Let's give it a try. Right? So we're gonna do in here, Docker compose up. Let's see what happens. Port must be, okay, that's my bad. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go here and put that. Let's try that. Can I, Docker's not running. Let me start Docker. All right, Docker's running. Let's give it a start. Manifest for, all right. So we need to, so what we need to do is in here, we need to specify, which is going to be 0.0. Let's do Docker images so we can see what images are running or that we have. Let's see here. We've got, where's the one that we did the other day? There we go. So 0.0. All right, so this is going to be 0.0. 3.release. Now, if we try starting it again, oops. All right, so now it says something is running. So let's go back to this other browser over here. And let's go to localhost, and we're gonna say 5050. And we didn't pass in our username. So that's a good catch. Let's go back. So there's a couple of ways to pass in this username, right? So let's say we were to go back to, let's try it a few ways, right? Let's try it a few ways. So let's do Docker compose up. What's up, Darcel in the building? Good afternoon to you as well. Let's say we go Docker compose up, and then is it? Let me try it a couple ways because I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work. There's so many different ways you could do this, right? But let me try env or username equals. Let's go with Darcel. Let's see what happens with this, right? So, oh, what I did was, all right, so let me show you. Let me do this again. Control C. Let's go to over here. I always forget to switch the screens, right? So what I did was I stopped the Docker running, and then I said, because we needed that username variable, the same one that got us last week. So what I said was Docker, so username Darcel Chapman and Docker compose up and see what happens. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but it's worth trying out. All right, so let's go back over here. Let's refresh. Nope, still not working. Let me see. So the username. How do we do? Let me see. How to set, not user, set environment variable Python. How do I pass environment variables? env stage. So that's probably not, all right. So that's probably not working with Docker. Nah, it's not your name messing it up. It's me. It's all me. So let's go back to over here. You know, we always like to make we see, and this I love to complicate it just a little bit so that we can figure it out, right? So let's do so let's see how we can get this work first, right? So let's do env environment, and let's say user name equals, let's try that. Is it 2 L's? Yeah, 2 L's. Right, and let's go to, let me get rid of this. Let's see if this is going to work. Never any guarantees, but I'm starting it up. Oh, so let's find out, how do we add an environment variable in the Docker compose file? Okay, let's go over here. Set environment variables within your document. Oh, so there's no dash. It's just like this. Okay, I got you. So we go here and we start that. And it started. So let's go back to over here. And we refresh, the moment of truth. in the building. Hello, Darcel Chapman. So that works. But here's the caveat to that, right? We don't like, let's say by default it's going to show a particular name, right? But we don't always want it to use that name. So we want to be able to pass it in when we are doing Docker Compose, right? So let's see how we would do that. Let me see. Okay, you can do it that way. You can do it that way. I think we did it this way, but you could also do it this way. I don't want to use the environment file. What I want to do is pass it into via the command line. Docker Compose run. Values in your .env file can be overridden from the command line by using Docker Compose run -e. So that's what we want to do. So let's try that. Let's try that, right? We're going to go back over here. Oops. And we're going to stop that. And we're going to say oops. And we're going to say Docker Compose run and env. And we're going to say username equals let's do that. Ew, that didn't work. Let's see why. It's going to Docker Compose run -e maybe. Let me see.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
We are at break. So we'll try this when we come back. And then once we come back, we'll get this file pushed up and then we can take it over to AWS. But for now, we're going to go to break. Let's go to break. All right. Let me see. I have a LinkedIn post that I saw today that I want to share with you during our break. I don't have my timers, but the time is still counting down. So what I want to do is let me check the chat real quick. Hello to you, Miss Alexis. How are you doing today? Shout out to Alexis. Up working early this morning. Shout out to you. Let me see. But now that Alexis is here and we have your car here, I'm going to share my hat with you guys. But let me just read this real quick. Darcel said, should have known my name would have messed it up. Never, ever. Nope. And if your name is going to mess it up, then I always want to use your name because whatever things get messed up, we learn more. We figure out how to do things even better, right? So I appreciate every time we make a mistake. I appreciate it. Let me see. Darcel says, little Debbie till this day. All right, Darcel, what's your favorite Little Debbie snack? Back in the days, I used to have the oatmeal pies. We used to have the honey buns. We used to have the brownies. We used to have the what was the one that was like it was like a chocolate outside and then it had like a little swirl with the cream on the inside. What else? What other little Debbie snacks did we used to have? Did they have? I think that they might have cinnamon rolls as well. It said grenade. I called it a grenade. I don't know. That's what I thought. But yes, you're correct. Your car. It is a barrel. It is a barrel. All right. So before we get to this first break topic, right? I'm going to share this hat that I have, right? Number one, because the way that it reminds me of your car is because it has a crocodile or alligator on it, right? And then the reason that it's also for Alexis is because that's what she called me the other day, right? That's what you called me the other day. And I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. I remember one time I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Oh my God, and this and that and this and that and this and that, and all the whole world is shifting and like I don't know what I got myself into and all this type of stuff." Right? And I was like, are you done yet? Are you ready to get to work? Finish? I don't know. Let's get to it. Like, what is all this whining and complaining gonna do for us? Absolutely nothing. So put that to the side. Go cry and complain after we're finished talking and after you get to work, after you get your work done. If you want to stay up an extra hour where you could be working, but you want to cry and complain, then go ahead and do that. But when we are here, we are working. So, and just saying, I'm just saying. But I'll tell you this, I would be a terrible, terrible, terrible therapist. Or maybe I would be the best therapist that you ever met in your entire life. All right, so let's get to this real quick. You can't see the time, but I'm gonna put up a 5-minute timer. It's counting down in the background. It's counting down in the background. But let me share the screen for this, right? Because this was pretty important. And this is about QA people in QA, right? People who are in QA, who desire to be in QA, people who might have did a Udemy course, people who might have did a boot camp and now they ended up getting a job, but they feel like they don't have a place on the team. I call this left out. Are QA members part of the team? And when I say team, it's the agile team, that's the developers, the product owner, the scrum master, and whoever else finds their way onto the team, right? So let's go ahead and look at this real quick. So I saw this post on LinkedIn today, right? And this post was by a software QA engineer too, and he says, let me see if I can zoom into this a little bit. Oh yeah, I could. Look at that. Oh, nice. So he says, if you're a QA and you're not invited to attend the planning sessions,
how dare you?
How dare they not invite you? But if you're not invited to attend the planning sessions, the stand-ups, or design meetings, you might be in a situation where QAs are viewed as somehow apart from the development team. You're unwanted. You're cast out, right? If you are invited to these meetings, but you're not speaking up, then you're probably creating a perception that you aren't really part of the team. If business experts are writing stories and defining requirements all by their lonesome, you aren't participating as a QA who's a member of the agile team. If this is your situation, your team is at risk. Hidden assumptions are likely to go undetected until late in the release cycle. Ripple effects of a story on other parts of the system aren't identified until it's too damn late. If teams aren't making the best use of every member's skills, so it's not going to be able to produce the best possible software. Communication might break down and it'll be hard to keep up with the programmers and customers are doing. The team risks being divided in an unhealthy way between developers and testers, and there's more potential that the development team will become isolated from the customer team. So I agree with this 100%. And I've always been saying, like, you know how many times we've had Q&A where we're like, oh, I'm a QA, but I don't feel valued. I don't feel important. And I'm like, well, if you're just going to be sitting around waiting for the developers to say, hey, this is ready to test. And now you go and now you say, oh, I found a bug here. And like, you feel like you're doing something. I'm sorry, you are not. For me, when I find a defect after development has been done, I'm of the mindset of, oh, crap, I'm delaying us being able to deploy. And by me saying that I'm delaying being able to deploy, I mean, of course, it's the developer who created the bug, but why? Like, was there a way that I could have contributed earlier so that the developer might have not even created that bug in the first place? So that's what I'm thinking about, right? So and what this person is saying is 100% right. I preach it all the time. You have to get involved earlier. This is part of the concept of shifting left, right? Where QA is more involved from the very beginning. But how many times have we spoke about people in QA who's like, I'm just waiting around for the developers to get done, and then oh my god, they provided it too late. Oh, and now I'm only have like 2 days to get everything done. But guess what? You could have gotten so much further in the whole 2 weeks. So do you, like, as a QA, do you only work for 2 days of the sprint, and then you have to rush? I didn't have enough time. I didn't have what the hell were you doing for the first 2 weeks of the sprint, or for the first week of the sprint? What the hell were you doing? Right? Why didn't you ask questions in the meetings, in the planning, and in the stand-ups, and the, whatever? Like, when you do you contribute to the pointing the stories? When you're in planning, you're talking about the risks that and the mitigations for those risks, right? So communication might break down, and it'll be hard to keep up with the programmers and customers are doing. The team is risk of being divided between developers and testers, and there's more potential than the development team will become isolated from the customer team. So listen to this. In Agile, there are people who have different roles, right? But the goal of Agile is not to be like restricted to, oh, I'm a developer, oh, I can't test, oh, I'm a QA and I can't develop. No. It puts people in where their strong suits are, but you have to be.
Work. Chop, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
But you have to be able to contribute to the success of the team, right? So you're and this is why I absolutely despise the term tester. Because what's a tester, right? What's a tester? So I mean, for me, a tester is just somebody like, here, let's use Mitch for example, right? Here, Mitch, here's what I need you to follow, and you follow this to the T, and if anything deviates from it, you let me know, and because we might have a problem, right? And Mitch just comes in and goes, okay, let me go click here, click here, click here, click here. Okay, it worked. Oh, okay, I got this issue, and then you report the issue, and then the developer says, okay, I fixed it, and then Mitch comes like, oh, okay, I click here, click here, click here. It works now. Yay! It's like. See me, I believe it. I don't even value the term quality analyst, because what is an analyst, right? So you're just looking at stuff, you're reviewing stuff. See me, I like engineer because not only because we're engineered to win, but I like the term engineer because we get things done, we figure things out, we see what obstacles that we have. How can we build something? How can we build something of quality? So now you approach everything from a quality mindset. I wasn't trying to sound like you, Mitch. I don't even know how you sound. Come on, Mitch. You're killing my story. You're killing my story. I was on a roll, Mitch. I was on a roll. Come on, Mitch. Oh, play along with me just for one time, all right? Anyways, so how can you avoid this? See, if you can arrange to be located near the developers, see if you can arrange to be located near the developers, right? If you can't, at least come to the area to talk and pair test, right? Ask them to show you what they're working on. Ask them to look at the test cases you've written. Invite yourself to meetings if nobody else has invited you. You know what? Like, see me, I don't like to invite myself where I haven't been invited, except if it is working on stories and stuff like that, right? So, so we use Slack at work, right? And we do a lot of things in what they call a Slack huddle. And whenever, like, the way that my team works is like, we'll have a group for our team, and we'll just do our huddles in there. So anyone who's available to join, they'll join in there. So I might be working on my things, and I see the developers get together for a Slack huddle, and I'm like, well, let me see what they're talking about. And I just jump in and I listen in, and I ask, and sometimes I ask questions, sometimes I don't have to ask questions, but I'm getting the context. And I'm like, oh, by the way, did you guys notice this? Did you guys think of that? All that good stuff, right? So I make sure that I'm involved in as many meetings. See me, I think there's a healthy level of FOMO, fear of missing out, for QA engineers to understand, like, what's going on in the planning and the naming conventions. Did you think about that? Like, especially at the inception of a project, because your insight matters. Your insight matters, right? So ask them. So we read that. Make yourself useful by testing and providing feedback and becoming a necessity to the team. It's this is exactly what I tell everybody that I come across, those that I'm coaching, those that I just meet. I'm like, show your value. There's so many things that I do that it could be seen outside of quality, but I for me, the quality is just a prefix. The engineering is the title. And I'm like, how can I engineer quality? Right? So I'm like, all right, if I have to go and do a little bit of Terraform thing to enhance the capability of our testing, then I'm going to go and do that. If I have to create a Docker image or whatever, or I have to like set up something on AWS so that we can enhance the quality of our software, I'm going to do that, because for me, the quality is the verb, the engineer. Well, wait, what? Am I getting that right? Am I getting that right? The quality is the verb. Or no, is quality the adjective and the engineering is the verb? I don't know, whatever. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? I just want to have good quality stuff, right? I just want to have good quality stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do whatever I can to enhance the quality. And I think when you approach things with that mindset, that is going to lead you to be an exceptional quality engineer, not a tester, because I don't even like the term tester. People say, I want to be a tester, I want to be a manual tester, I want to be a manual tester. And I'm like, what the hell is a manual tester anyways? That's so 2009. Come on, people. Let's step up. Let's step up. We are engineers. We are quality engineers. We're engineering the quality to make amazing products. What tools do we have available at our resources, and how can we win? Right? How can we win? That's my question. How can we win? How can we be engineered to win? All right. Last paragraph. Help customers develop their stories and acceptance tests. Push the whole team attitude, and ask the team to work on testing problems. If your team is having trouble adapting to agile development, suggest experimenting with some new ideas for an iteration or two. Propose adopting the power of 3 rule to promote good communication. Show that testers can help agile teams succeed beyond their wildest expectations, imaginations, dreams, goals, hopes, all of that good stuff. This was an amazing article. I commend this person, Rabab Khan Rangan. That was amazing. Clap it up. Clap it up. A software QA engineer after my own heart, I must say. All right. So that was that. Let's get to the chat real quick as we wrap up our first break, and let me see what my people has to say. Let me see. Amstars didn't like something. I don't know what he didn't like, but he didn't like something. Maybe it's the Little Debbie snacks. I don't know. Alexis, what was your favorite snack growing up? Was it like celery? Was it celery? Or was it, you didn't like Oreos? You thought Oreos was not vegetarian or vegan. So I don't know. What was your favorite snack? Let me see how the poll is doing. Let me see how my poll is doing as well. We are at 46% has other. What? I guess people didn't grow up in South Florida, because South Florida was pickles and hot sausage, hot Cheetos and hot fries, Little Debbie snacks. See, this is a South Florida centric poll, I guess, because my sister loved Little Debbie snacks, especially the oatmeal pies, All right. Let me see what else we got. Let me see. And Amazon says, I'd say screw it and level up. Show them what you're capable of off the strength of your work. That's what I'm talking about. And Alexis is laughing profusely. Like, she just keeps laughing. What's so funny, Alexis? What's so funny? It says, ice cream. Your favorite, is ice cream a snack? Here's the question. Is ice cream a snack or a dessert? I don't know if I'm going to accept that one. You guys let me know. Mitch, your car, Ampstars, you guys let me know. Is ice cream a snack or a dessert? I don't know. like even like those like little ice cream, like remember the ice cream sandwiches that had like the chocolate, the chocolate on top and bottom, and the ice cream in the middle. Is that because that could be a snack, but is that a dessert? I don't know. You guys let me know. It says you were speaking about some Debbie snacks and everyone you named sucked. Oh goodness gracious. Apparently, AppStars doesn't. Oh, that's when I was talking about the oatmeal pie, the honey bun, the cinnamon rolls, and I forgot the name of the other one that had the chocolate with the swirl inside. But either way, AppStars says all of them sucked. So much for that. AppStars is not a fan of Little Debbie, and Rich says, Vanilla Bean, you must be 100 years old. Let me save that for later too. It says ice cream used to be my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Wow. Apparently, though, it was not your snack, so maybe ice cream is not a snack yet. So, pecan and vanilla bean is for old people. Mitch is on fire today. Mitch is on fire. Touche, Alexis. Touche. The favorite show, Mitch. I think she got you on that one. I think she got you on that one. So, Mitch, you get a
congratulations. You played yourself.
Her favorite show is Frasier. How did that happen? I don't know. But let's get to our next one. Let's get to our next one. All right. I'm going to start up another 20-minute timer that you're not going to be able to see, but it'll be counting down in the background. So let's go to.
Let's go! Let's go!
So what we're going to do is we're trying to pass this environment variable in the like through the command prompt, right? So by default, it's going to use Darcel. It's going to use Darcel, but we want to be able to say, all right, I don't want to use Darcel. I want to use. Why does it look like that though? Darkpost run web Python console. That's not right. So I'm looking at this over here. Let me just do my own search. Docker compose run with environment variables. How can I use environment variables? I don't want to use it inside of Docker compose. I want to use it when I'm starting it up. Let me see. Let's do command line. Let's see this one. I know you have to be able to, it has to be able to, how to pass environment variable. All right, so how to pass environment variables. So here, that's what I tried the first time. Oh, you know why? Because I don't think it had it in the first place, right? So let's try it now, right? So let's say, so we stopped it. We're gonna do, let's try this. I don't know. I'm gonna try this, right? And let's do raw juice and herbs, aka Alexis. Let me try that, right? We're gonna do Docker compose up. Let's see what happens. It started, but so the question is, did it start with Darcel or did it start with raw juice and herbs, aka Alexis? Let's find out together. The moment of truth. Oh, I didn't share the screen. And it did it with Darcel Chapman again. So that's a major fail. I'm trying to get it to, let me see. I wonder why. Might be something super, super easy. Let me see. So I have username. That's what it said over here, right? Let me see. Oh, crap. I didn't want to close that. Let me do undo. Key value pair. Create the .env file as already suggested in another answer. I don't want to do a .env file. How about we search for overwrite Docker compose environment variables. How about that? Override, I guess. Compose .env file is gonna be simple. I want to use .env file. I guess I have to. Let me see. Let's see. I have to use a .env file. Wait a second. Username. Oh, wait a second. Oh, let's try that from .env. Let me try that. Let's try that. So let's go here. This is how I get distracted because we could have been on AWS already, but I'm like, no, I gotta get this to work. I got to get this to work. Let's go name, and we're gonna say user name. I don't know if I need this dash over here, but let's try putting it anyways. Let's see what happens with this, right? Dash. Let's see what happens, right? So let's do a Docker compose up again. So it doesn't want this. So let's take this off. Let's see what happens with that. Okay. So now we started it. Let's go over here. We still have Darcel. Let's do a refresh. Oh! Hello to Raw Juice and Herbs, aka the one, the only Alexis. Look at that. So the way that we ended up doing this, which is what we're going to be pushing up, but we ended up doing this like this. Let me go to so we got the username that's going to, so this username is going to be passed into here. And we're saying that once you put it in the, let me stop it and start over again. So once we put it in this username, that's what this, or that's what this one is. So whatever you pass when starting it up, that's what is going to be passing. All right. So very, very cool stuff. Now let's go over to, let me see what else we had on our agenda that we had to get to. So we have, so we did, let me turn what we did good. We did why it's important, what is Docker Compose, setting up a Docker Compose file locally. Let's go and mark that green. All right, so now we need to push it into some type of repository. Either that or we can just create it on, maybe I'll just create, I'll just create it on AWS myself, so I don't have to like do a git push and all that type of stuff. Let's go to, so we are inside of AWS console. I'm going to go to EC2. I am going to start up instance. Let's do the did we use Docker? Did we use the Roscoe Jenkins one last time? I think so. Let's use Roscoe Jenkins because that has Docker on it. Gotta look up what that is, your card. Never heard of that before. While this is running, let me take a quick look. Go here. Oh, I've seen these before. Oh, okay, cool. That is cool. Let me see. Interesting. All right, so let's see if this is up. All right, so this is up. Let's go and get into the server. Let me go to here. And let's go to here. We want to do, all right, so I'm going to go to the other screen so we can log into this. Why am I off the screen? Here we go. There we go. Let me fix myself on the screen. All right. So let's get to, let's go to get a terminal open. And we're going to say CD documents, AWS. I forgot where this stuff is located. I always forget where this stuff is located. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see, documents. All right, it is over there. CD documents, AWS. Keep it. All right, cool. So we're gonna say SSH TC dash I TCR, and then we're gonna say EC2 dash user at this. Enter. Yes. And we are logged into AWS. All right. So I wonder why AWS has a picture of a bird here, but whatever. So now let's do Docker PS. Is Docker started? Docker is started. So we're going to create our Docker Compose file here. It's going to be a little tricky, but let's go to ls. We are, so only thing here is the Roscoe Jenkins server. So we're going to say Docker, so Vim. Remember, you guys see that video that I had the other day where the guy was from the Q&A where the guy, he was upset because his wife didn't give two flying hoots about him working with Vim.
Bruh.
And I told him, you know what? Guess what? My wife doesn't care either. But that's okay with me. That is okay with me because I care, and that's all that matters. I care about the work that I do, and you know, we're running it up. I'm gonna run it up regardless. She doesn't need to like coding. She doesn't need to care like Vim and stuff like that. Do your own thing. There's a lot of things that she does that I couldn't care less about. I couldn't care less about. And I'm like, if it makes you feel, if it's what's fulfilling to you, you go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna. Not everybody has to do the same thing. Just whatever you do, make sure it adds value. All right. So we're gonna do Vim and we're gonna do docker-compose, or no, just docker-compose.yml. I'm gonna redo this. Right. So we're gonna say services : enter. Oh, look at that. It's already knowing what we're doing. All right. I like it. So Vim is pretty cool. Vim is pretty cool. Maybe I take it back. Maybe his wife should care about Vim because this was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting it to just get us ready like that. All right. So I take it back. I'm going to rewind. Scratch what I just said. His wife should absolutely care about him working in Vim. All right. I'm just saying. I was wrong. All right. So now we're going to do hello world : and we're going to say image. And we're going to say, we want to get it from Tech Coach Ralph. That's the one that we created last week. The account we created last week on DockerHub. And hello world .python.0.0.3.release. When I create my QA framework for different, for different libraries, maybe I do one for Python, maybe I do one for JavaScript, maybe I do one for Java. I'm gonna make it available on DockerHub, right? And then people can be able to use my Tech Coach Ralph library in order to use it for their automation. We're gonna say, back it up, and we're gonna say environment : and user _ name : and we're gonna say let's put another quotation, and we're gonna say user _ name. I wonder if I can override the ports when I'm doing Docker Compose. Let's say ports, and we're gonna say 50, 50, 5,000. Right, and now we're done. We're going to say, now to exit out of Vim, we're gonna write W, and then we're gonna quit Q, and we have liftoff. We have liftoff. So now we're gonna start it up. We're going to say user _ name, and then we're going to say Yakar hashtag, or say king hashtag tech Pookie, and then we're going to say Docker compose up. Let's see what happens. Docker compose is not a what? I don't have Docker Compose. Let me try it with the. Oh, you know what? I might have not installed Docker Compose on this. Let's see. Oh no, we did. Wait. Ooh, what's this? What's going on here? Oh, you know what it is? Let me see. Got an unexpected key argument SSL. Maybe I don't have Docker Compose. Did I install? Let me see. Docker -compose -v. We do have Docker Compose installed. So why? So what is this error that we got? It's possible that we need to have the AMD one. So let's go to edit it via Vim again, Vim docker-compose.yml. And we're going to go to we're gonna go to what's the, all right, so let's get the name of the other one from here, right? So Docker PS or Docker images. And let's try it with this one, because remember last time we tried to run it on AWS, but we had an issue with the, oh, there's a couple of things that's wrong, but let's go here. We need to do this one. See, I keep forgetting to specify the, hold on, let me see. I might have totally, oh no, I did have it here. So, okay. So there's a couple of things that are wrong. We need to go to this is going to be, the tag is 0.0, but this is not going to work though, because let's see, a clear. Here's why it's not going to work. It's not going to work because it should start up this time. However, it's going to say that it's not compatible with the version of Linux that we're running, because this one is using the AMD. So if we start that off, oh God, Q to exit, and Docker compose up, and got an unexpected SSL error. I don't know what that's about. From environment SSL. Maybe I have that installed already. Let me update this. And then if that doesn't work, you're just gonna research the error. So let's go with this, and let's go with that, and let's go with this. I don't think that's what the error is though. Let's figure out why we're getting this error. That's why I love to do this stuff, right? Because you're always running into these different issues, and now we have to figure out why. So let's go over to this screen. So getting Docker compose type error. Let's take a look at that because it works locally. So let's see why we're getting this error here. Summer.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
We are at break. So we'll figure this part off on the way back. So what else do we have for today, right? So we are going, so we got it in AWS. We have the Docker repo. Now we're trying to start up the container, right? So that's going to be for our very last break. Let's get back to full screen. And let's go to break. Let's see. Let me check the chat real quick. Let me see. How could I forget? That's a good one. That's a good one, bitch. I forgot. I'm like, what you said? I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I never really watched Frasier. There was another show that came on before Frasier that I used to watch, but I forgot what it was. But I used to watch that show before Frasier. But I never got into Frasier. Let's see. But Amstar says he seconds the motion. Frasier and I Love Lucy were the best. You want to know which one I liked? I liked I Dream of Jeannie. I liked I Dream of Jeannie. That's me, you know? Let's see what else. Did you guys ever watch news radio as well? Joe Rogan was on news radio. You guys believe that? Joe Rogan, he was on news radio. He was so young. He looked so, he had hair. He had hair at the time. Alexa says, a perfect afternoon is watching reruns and drinking red wine. Wild. I know. You know what, Alexis? I'm going to put you in timeout. You know what a perfect afternoon for you should be? It should be working on automation and getting ready to run it up. You know, there are no days off, Alexis. So that is not a perfect afternoon. That is a terrible, terrible afternoon. But then again, there is something wrong with me. Like I mentioned, the icebreaker, because I was talking about how something's wrong with me where I am always focused on doing something and not just hanging around doing nothing, right? So might be me. Let me see. Appstar says, you got this. Thank you. And as soon as you said it, we got it done because
we the best. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Amstar. And we looked up what the pecan praline is, and that does look delicious. That does look delicious. And Car says, AD is live on George Giant Slayer. I'm gonna go check that out after we're done here. I'm gonna watch the replay because that last time I watched it, it was absolutely amazing. It was a great show. Great show. Figuring this out is like solving a murder mystery on Murder, She Wrote. So intense. That's why I barely watch TV anymore, because I am always trying to figure out these puzzles. Did you guys ever used to watch Law and Order and try to figure out if they're going to be guilty or not guilty? That's what I used to do. And sometimes based on what the judge is saying, depending on who the judge speaks to first, that's probably who lost the case. That's what I noticed. That's what I noticed, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me see. Glass Onion Tech Edition says Bewitched and I used to love Matlock too. My dad, he liked Hawaii Five-0, but I was more on the Matlock side, you know? I hear you. All right. So break time number 2. Let's get to this. What is break time number 2? I wanted to talk about one thing that absolutely annoys me on LinkedIn.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So what annoys me on LinkedIn? What annoys me is when people will make a post, right? And they'll say like, it might be a recruiter or something like that. And they'll say, hey, I'm hiring, or we're hiring, or whatever, right? And then they say, instead of like giving a link to where you go and apply and stuff like that, they'll say, I don't think I need the full time, but I'll put it up, right? They'll say, oh, send me a message, or leave me a message in the comment, right, of their post. Yeah, I think they're just trying to boost their numbers up. They're trying to get more connections without having to actually pay for LinkedIn Premium. You know, so they're trying to do that, and they're trying to get people to see and then now you have all these people saying, I'm interested, and then they probably never ever get contacted. Because I'll see those posts and they have like so many people, I'm interested. And I'm like, they're like, is this person really going to, like, if job postings have thousands or hundreds of applicants, right? Is this one person who says that they're quote unquote hiring, are they actually going to get back to all these people? And then in those posts, there's no link to a resume. There's nothing. So how does this thing, how is it going to work? So that's always been like one of my pet peeves. Because I think it's a grift. I think they're trying to get more people to get a bigger following, to get more contacts so more people can see what they post. That's my thoughts. Am I wrong? What do you, Mitch, what do you think, Mitch? What do you think? Am I wrong about that? Am I being petty? Am I being petty? I might be being very petty, but there's a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Things that bother other people, they don't really bother me. You know, they're like, oh, these people are posting fake jobs, but then you'll have the people who are trying to play to your emotions about a company should do this and a company should do that, and I'm like, look, a company can do whatever they want to do. And you can do whatever you want to do as well, right? You can do whatever you want to do as well. But just like you don't owe the company anything, the company does not owe you anything. If they have their hiring practices for whatever reason that they have it, then it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, it's your job to stand out to that company. But when these people, they just post, they just like say, like, who hires from a post? Now there's a different story, because I've seen like hiring managers saying, hey, our company is hiring, right? Here's the job posting on LinkedIn or on whatever platform that it's on. And you go and you apply that. And now you can also send me a message so I can go and look up for your name to see your resume and stuff like that. But you'll click on this person's profile. They don't even work. Like they work for themselves, right? They have some non-existent company and they have like thousands of followers and stuff like that. It's actually those two things that annoy me on LinkedIn, right? The people who are those who are quote unquote advocating for you, saying, they put their hands on their hips like this and says a company should do this and a hiring process go like that. Oh, there shouldn't be more than one round of interviews and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? The reason that you think that way is because you have never hired someone before. You know, do you know how expensive it is to have somebody just work for free? Let alone now you're paying, like, now you're paying somebody to work. And now just one interview, I'm like, it's a one and done. Oh, I know exactly what this person can do. No, like, are they like, do they have the technical skills? Do they have the people skills? Are they going to be a good fit for the team? So those are the two grifts that I see. It's two of them, right? So it's two things that annoy me on LinkedIn, but it's one where people, they just said, oh, I'm hiring. Leave me a message in the comments or send me a message, right? It is impossible for the amount of people who are looking for jobs. We just went over the job numbers yesterday. The amount of people who are looking for jobs versus the people who are like, you're gonna flood it, and there's no way that you're gonna be able to respond to everybody. So I think you're just trying to run your numbers up. You are trying to run your numbers up in a grifty fashion, right? That's my thoughts about it. Let me see what my friends in the chat have to say. So let me see. Mitch says he agrees with my assessment. Shout out to Mitch agreeing with me. It doesn't happen often, but when it does happen,
I appreciate you.
but even when it doesn't happen, Mitch, I still appreciate you because
We the best.
we are the best. And Alexa says it's just boosting their engagement. Exactly.
Get a move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
They are trying to get extra connections without the work, right? Because it's one thing people are posting, like the LinkedIn post that I read earlier. That was an amazing post. He deserves to get more engagement. But if you're just posting like, oh, I'm hiring, and then just so people can message you and then they can connect with you, then you are a fake. All right. And Mitch says, well, my opinion, there shouldn't be more than 2 interviews, 3 tops. I think it depends on what you're doing. I think it depends on your role. Because sometimes they want to do a manager, like a hiring manager interview. They want to do a technical interview, depending on what you do. And then they want to do a panel interview with the people that you're going to be working with. So I think it depends. And that's actually hiring manager, technical, panel. That's actually 3. That's actually 3. If you count it correctly, that's actually 3. So maybe you're onto something, Mitch. Maybe Mitch is right. Maybe Mitch is right. All right. I am not going to co-sign this. See, I think Alexis is co-signing 2 because of ulterior motives. Nope, not buying that one. I am not buying that one. Don't encourage her, Mitch. Don't encourage her.
Hey.
He might give you another quiz if you keep agreeing. Don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. Do it all together then. That's like, let's say you put a technical interview. Like, wait, when you say do it all together, are you saying do the technical interview with the panel interview? I don't know. That's a good point. And it says that, yep, you're right. That's 3. That is 3. Because yeah, that's 3. Okay, cool. Sometimes they have to learn the hard way. You know? But you see, Mitch is always looking out. Right? Anyhow, let's get back to our last bit of work before we wrap up talking about the poll. Let me check the poll real quick. How is the poll looking? Let me see. We have other is winning Little Debbie and hot Cheetos are coming in at second place, and pickles and hot sausage are in last. Okay, we got it. I got it. So let's finish up with our last segment of the show.
It's time to do.
Alrighty then. Bitch, I won't tell you what I'm thinking in my mind. All right, I won't tell you why they love you. But let's get to work. So, we're going to figure out this error that we're getting. Downgrade using what? Downgrade Docker. How did I do that? How long ago was this post? This was done 2023. Let's see. What are we looking to? Why is it doing Docker through? Why is it doing Docker Compose through? This is weird. Is Docker Compose written in Python? Let's see. Docker has made a change in v7 that it breaks Docker Compose written v1 written in Python. Pip installed Docker Compose available as Docker Compose. It has been deprecated and replaced by Docker Compose v2 in Go, which comes out of box as Docker Compose subcommand. Permanent fix. Switch to Docker Compose v2. No extra installation. Read migration document docs to fix compatibility issues. How do we switch to, let me see. Let's go to this over here. And let's go to Docker Compose -v. Oh, we have v1. Okay, so how do we upgrade to v2? So let's go back over here. Upgrade Docker Compose v2. Migrate to Docker Compose v2. So how do I switch to Docker Compose v2? The easiest and recommended way to make sure you have the latest is Docker Desktop. However, there is no Docker Desktop on AWS EC2. So how do we get it locally? Command line, let me see. Using Docker Compose, let me see. How do we install Docker Compose v2? Let's do Docker Compose v2, AWS EC2. Install Docker Compose Docker Compose v2 on AWS. Let's see. Install plugin manually. Let's try that. Let me see. Probably so. Install the plugin manually. This option requires you to manage upgrades manually. We recommend setting up Docker's repository for easy maintenance. Let's go follow along with this. Let's try it. Copy that. So I'm just gonna do it on this screen. So let's do clear. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. So we have this. We have this. And we have this, which is going to be curl is going to download the file and do all this stuff, right? So let's go and do that and enter. Things be happening. All right. Let's see. So now let's apply the permission thing. So chmod plus X. Let's put this here. And or if you choose to install Compose for all users, we don't have to worry about that for now. And now if we do the moment of truth, the moment of truth. Let's see. Oh, we've got it on lock. Look at that. Look at that.
We the best.
I'm telling you.
They ain't believing us.
I'm telling you, they did not believe in us, but we are here.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So now if we do Docker compose and we do, so first we need to do, let's clear this out. And we do, so user underscore name equals, and Yakar king of the tech Pookies chapter, and then Docker compose up. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, what you know about that? Now let's take a look over into. Let's go over here and let's go over to. Let's go over to here. Let's copy this address. And now we should be running on port 5050, which if you remember last week, we opened up our security group to give access to port 5000 to 5999. Let's go to 5050. Let's go 5050 on it. All right. And let's see, moment of truth. It didn't work. Did I do it on port? Maybe I did port 5000 to 5010. Maybe that's what I did. Let's go ahead and open up those ports, right? Yeah, I did 5001 to 5000. Let's open up those ports. Let's open up those ports. The port of Docker. All right. I'm just gonna say. See, I was about to do like a Rick Ross port of Miami, but I know that Mitch was gonna say that was trash, so I'm not even gonna say port of Miami. I am not gonna do it. I am not going to do it. All right. Let's go to our security group. We're going to edit this. Edit inbound rules. And let's go to 100. Let's do 100, right? 100. Oops. And let's save that. And now if we go over here and we say, what? You say what? Say what? How you like them apples? How you like them apples? We are out here winning. You know what? Let's go with that.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
I am addicted to winning, right? Your car said, I said it. Thank you, your car. Your car always has my back. Unless he teams up with Mitch. But it's okay. It's okay. We work it out. We work it out. All right. So now what I want to do is how to override the ports on Docker. So Docker compose, and we're going to say port. It's command line overwrite port. Let me see if I can do that. Docker compose, override a port property instead. Let's see if we can do this instead of, let me see, can I do this? Not exactly what I'm looking for, but I would like to override the port, like without having to do it. Like I want to do it from the command line. Let me see. I want when I go to the command line that I can just let's see how to force Docker compose to use a specific port. me see if I do Docker Compose up. Yeah, I don't want to do it. Add new port and running. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can try to do. Let me see. Let me bring this down. And I'll bring it back up with it. So I'm gonna stop this and I'm gonna start it back up with a -D to run it detached. So now we still have our terminal, but if we go back over here, and we refresh it, still up and running, right? But let me see if we go over here and what if I was to do Docker compose help? So, let me see. So that print the public ports for a port binding. That's not what I want to do. Let's see, what can we do here? Time flies. I'm sorry, what do you think? Time flies when you're really having fun, because it did not feel like 2 hours have went by already. Print the port for port binding. Let me see. I see your car's message. So let's do Docker Compose up help. That's not what I. Docker Compose command that. Oh, dash help. Typos always get the best of us, right? I know some people that they make typos like they just love, like they are attached to typos at the hip. I know some people who like, if there was no such thing as typos, they wouldn't know what to do with their life. And I'm just saying, and I'm one of them. I am one of them, right? I am a glutton for typos. Let me see. Pull, no start. I didn't know there were all these commands for our compose. That would suck if you have to. What if we try this? You see something? Environment. Let me see. I don't see a way to sneak around the ports, but what if I do this, right? What if I do inside of my Docker Compose file? Let's go to here. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it, right? But in the essence of time, right? In essence of time, let me try to do a sneak attack. Let's try to do a sneak attack, right? I was doing this playwright walkthrough this morning, right? And I'm like trying to use an example of like when you are choosing a selector, how you are like, you're kind of like a sniper. You want to be as very specific as possible for the selector that you're doing. And the person was like, yeah, it's like if you have this type of person, you don't want to just snipe anybody. I'm like, whoa, what in the world? Like, what? Why are you talking about sniping people? Why can't you just be shooting at like pumpkins or watermelons or something like that? Why can't you be like, choose a specific watermelon that you want? Why you gotta use people? Why do we have to use people, right? And they even chose a very particular. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, what? I was like, stop the show, stop the presses. Let's just shoot at like pumpkins and stuff like that. Come on. All right. So we're gonna do. Let's go to. So I'm gonna try this, right? Let's go to here, and we're gonna say. And let's say. See, but if I do that, then I'm always gonna have to send a port in there. But let's do this. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's try this. Let's just try that. So I'm doing it in the wrong one anyways. But let's do here. I don't want to do it this way, but it's a good thing to try. Let's try it anyways, right? Let's go to let's see, vim docker compose, and let's do port. Let's try that. I'm curious to see what happens, right? So let's do user underscore name. And we're going to do app stars. And we're going to do port equals, let's do 50. Let's do 50. And we're going to say Docker compose up D. See what happens. I don't know. Let's see. See it started. Let's see if that worked. Let's go over here. So we got your car's own running over here. Let's do, let me copy this. And we're going to go here. We're going to say 5051, moment of truth. Oh, look at that. It worked. We are out here winning. Look at that. I have a question for the chat, right? Are you fans of anime? You know, let me know. And if you are, let me know which anime you're a fan of, right? Let me know which anime you're a fan of. Let's do one more. How much time we have left? We have about 5 minutes. Let's do one more. Let's go to this screen. Let's do anything else we want to do with this? Because I think next week, then we're going to get into like doing the microservice. We're going to do it on locally as well as in AWS EC2. But let's do a user name equals, let's say, I mean, I've used everyone except for Mitch, but yeah, I know how Mitch gets about when people use his name and he'd be trying to throw a stop and a cease and desist on me. Yep. I got your cease and desist in the mail, Mitch. I got it. I know. Right. And we say port. And we're going to say, I didn't know I could do what I just did with the port thing. That's pretty cool, right? Let's say port. We're going to say 50. Let's make an error in it, right? Let's say port ABC. Let's see what happens with that, right? And then we're going to say, hopefully I don't burn down the whole AWS thing, right? Let's go to port ABC, and we're going to say Docker compose. We should get an error, I'm hoping. Compose up -D. Invalid port, host port ABC. Shout out to that. There we go. Let me see. Let's do port 5075. Start that bad boy up. And we are off. Let's go to the browser to see, did that actually work for us, right? So let's go here, paste that in, 5075. Moment of truth, everybody. Moment of truth. We got Mitch in the building. We are winning. We are out here winning. Sailor Moon was considered anime. I guess now that I look back at it, I guess you're right. I never considered it anime though. Oh, interesting. Look at that. We're winning. We are winning. This is absolutely awesome. Let me see. I think we got everybody. Right? So we got it. Thoughts? All right, we're gonna start cleaning up. Let's go do Docker PS. Now we see we have the. Let's go over here. Let's start shutting things down. So we should have 2 running. Let me see. But I only have 1 running. Let's take a look at the other ones then. Because did it shut it down? Oh, it might have shut it down to start up the other one. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So you can only have 1 Docker Compose running at a time. That is interesting. That I did not know that. Let me see Docker Compose. Let's take a quick look at, because I wonder, let me see, can you have multiple Docker Compose? Um,
Lunch break. Lunch break.
I'm just curious. Oh, version 1, version 2. What is the P? Oh, P is for project. Let's try that real quick. Let's try that real. I'm just curious. Right? Let's try it out, right? So let's go to here, and I'm gonna stop this Docker compose down, and we're gonna say Docker compose up, and we're gonna say dash P, and we're gonna say the dash P is Mitch. Oh, it's gonna has to be before the up. Docker compose dash P. We're gonna say this one is for Mitch. Oh, look at that. It adds the contain, like it adds the prefix to the container. So Mitch, hello world. So now if we do the same thing, we go back up to app stars. We're going to say Docker compose dash P for project to amp stars. Enter. So if we do Docker PS, we have both of them up. And now I'm going to go up and do the one for your car as well. And we say dash P, and we're going to say your car. We have one for your car, Docker PS. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's go to the other screen before we wrap it up.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
So there goes for Mitch. There goes for app stars. What? Say what? And then we have your car still in what? Why your car didn't come up? Oh, I know why your car didn't come up. Because we didn't give, we gave a random port to your car. That's why. So I'm gonna say Docker compose. So let's fix up the one for your car real quick. Because I never gave a port to your car. When it got set up, it was set up in the Docker compose dash P. Can I do it like this? Let me see. Docker compose dash P down, and then let me see if that's gonna work. No, that's backwards. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let me see. Oh, nice. We targeted. I'm learning this part for the first time. I never did this part before. So this is super cool. I didn't know we could do this, right? So if I do Docker compose, let's go Docker compose up, and then we're gonna give a port for your car. Port equals 5025. And here we go, off to the races.
Hey.
And let's go over here and let's refresh the card real quick to see if we're in the, so it's going to be 5025. I changed it to. What? Say what? We're in the building. We are in the building. All right. So app stars is good. Mitch is good. We're winning. All right, cool. Let's wrap that up. So next week, we're going to get into getting containers to work together via Docker Compose and microservices and stuff like that. All right. Let's get back to full screen before we wrap this bad boy up. All right. As we wrap it up, I'm going to put up our last final thoughts. Favorite childhood snacks. I'm going to go through what everyone was saying. And then I'll read the chat to wrap it up. All right. So we got, so your car's favorite childhood snack was bologna. Was bologna sandwich with Cool Ranch Doritos and Dr. Pepper / Mr. Pibb, which he also said that Dr. Pepper, he prefers Dr. Pepper over Mr. Pibb. Amstar says jelly beans were his favorite snacks. Let me wrap up the poll as well. So for the poll, we had 43% said other, and 21% Little Debbie, 14% said pickles and hot sausages, and hot Cheetos and hot fries were diet. So I guess my options that I provided were the South Florida starter kit for snacks in the hood, right? So that because we had would walk to the corner store and it says, let me get a pickle and a hot sausage, or it says I want a bag of hot Cheetos or hot fries, depending on what was available. And then my parents used to buy us Little Debbie snacks. So that's what that was, right? Let me end up in the poll. And Darcel had said he prefers Little Debbie till this day. And Alexis said ice cream, vanilla bean ice cream to be specific, but Mitch said that she's also sounds like she's 100 years old. Mitch says pecan and vanilla bean is old people ice cream. Fair enough. Let me see. What else do we got in here? Let me wrap up with the rest of the chat. Let's see. So your car's analogy was typos are like flies. I don't like them, but they're always around. That is a great analogy, your car. That is a great analogy, if I say so myself. Let's see. Let's go to I don't know what Mitch is talking about. Let me see. Flies always around Basura. I don't know what Basura is, right? Maybe I should look it up. Let's see. Oh, I see. What language is that? It's Spanish. Oh, I didn't know Mitch spoke Spanish. Shout out to Mitch and his Spanish speaking self. But basura is Spanish for trash. That is so unkind. Your car. That joke was that analogy was not trash. It was top of the morning. It was the cream of the crop. So mean. One man's basura is another man's. See, now I guess tesoro means treasure. Let me look that up. I mean, I guess we have to learn Spanish now, right? So, why is that? What does tesoro mean? It means treasure. Okay, nice. And for anime, Absar said he likes the Goblin Slayer. I am the worst person when it comes to anime. I have a couple of friends that all they talk about all day long is anime. I'm like, I have no idea. That was worse than the first one. That one was kind of on the fences. That was kind of on the fences, I must say. All right. Let's see. So it's true, but it was a little bit on the fence for that one. It says, and then the card says his are Dragon Ball Z, and then Sailor Moon, which now that I come to think about it, Sailor Moon is anime. Let me see. Sailor Moon is definitely anime. Look, pulling it up. It says Yu-Gi-Oh! Then I go too old for it. And it says still using my name. Guy doesn't listen. I'm sorry, Mitch. I'm sorry. I had no one else to use. My back was against the wall. I had no one else to use. It says I gotta make this cash before I turn into juvenile. Don't let that go over your head. It went over mine. It definitely went over mine. Let's see. Your car is celebrating us being successful. Rub hands together. Let's see what else we got. Ralph learning. What word did I learn? You're talking about the Basoro. It says it's trash. Your car says we need to learn some Spanish. Says fencing. That's like water under a high bridge, not happening. Oh, that sucks. That's no fun, Mitch. No fun. I'm gonna change your name to No Fun Mitch. No Fun Mitch. Your car is wild. I'm sorry. Anyways, we're gonna wrap this up. It says, "Oh my God, what's wrong with which guy? Which guy? Me? What's wrong with me? I don't know. Maybe it's my hat. Maybe I'm feeling myself because I got a new hat, or not. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. We are at the 2 hour and 10-minute mark. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I have a question for you after all this fun that we had today, talking about our favorite childhood snacks. You guys let me know, what poll do you want for next for Thursday? What poll do you want? You guys let me know. Anything that stands out to you, what poll? Maybe we'll say, what card did you want as a kid? Maybe we'll do that one, right? But that's a good one, Mitch. That is a good one, Mitch. But do me a favor, Mitch. Do me a favor. Don't have your teeth falling out like Dame Dash's teeth fell out on a live stream.
Bruh.
That was not cool. Because I think he said pause so much that his teeth was like, I can't stay in anymore. Right? But the question that I have for you guys, as always, did you guys have a good time? Did you have a good time?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had a great time. Your car says on Thursday we should do favorite breakup song in the 90s R&B. Consider it done. But Mitch says he doesn't have a favorite breakup song because he was the one who did the breaking up. He has never ever been broken up with. I hear you. So maybe that'll be an option. Sit your car, Mitch. Send me some song idea. I need the top 4 that I should put in the poll, or the top 3, and then we'll do other where people can put in whatever it is that they want. And you guys know yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is not tomorrow's price, because inflation is a mother, right? Inflation is serious. Inflation is serious out here. So you guys know.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. Mitch says, you Dame, I'm Jay-Z, you're washed. I'll accept it, Mitch. I'll accept it. But if I'm Dame, will you be my friend again? See, I have no problem. I have no problem saying that you won, Jay-Z. I lost, Dame. Will you take me back? Can we be friends again? Can we all just get along? Can we be friends again, Mitch? Can we be friends again? All right, I'm just saying. And the card says, I'm Biggs, laughing at both of you. Darn. That was. I just want to be down here from South Florida, not worry about the crappy New York music. Yes, I said it. Mitch, please don't leave. Don't leave, Mitch. Please don't leave. It says, nah, I can't do this. Memories. I can't have flashbacks. Your card says, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say this. Before I wrap it up, I'm just gonna say this. It says, I would not participate. But she really did love you. She did try to spin. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up like this, right? I'm just gonna say it like this, right? I think that New York rap is trash. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. This is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Housekeeping.